So before I tell you anything about why I have a mystery here, although you could probably guess, I'm gonna open up these fries and try them. Now these are a limited time item on the menu. Standing up. Okay, so this is what it looks like, and it doesn't come with very much. And the interesting thing is, I ordered it with extra fries. Okay, you can do that. But I am 100% certain that they did not give me any extra fries, because if they did, I'm afraid of what the regular order looks like. But let's try it. Now, it's nacho fries with nacho cheese sauce and some like shredded cheese and chipotle sauce. I think that's about it. And they actually grill it. That's why it has this paper. They like wrap it in this paper and then they put it in like a grilled cheese machine. Alright, so But I guess he was looking to see what I had actually ordered. And I kept talking because he wasn't saying anything. He just kept looking down. And I was like, I don't think there's any fries in here. I'm like, I don't really know. Unless, this is fried. Like, I just kept going. And he's like, oh, okay, I know what happened. So I guess what happened was they didn't make me the fries. He knows what happened, right? Because my order clearly was for the grilled cheese fries. So anyway, he goes in the bag. Yeah, I could see what he's doing. He's making the fries, blah, 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 whatever. Comes back, hands me the bag a couple minutes later. I pick it up. It is as light as air. I'm thinking, I am sure he didn't give me the extra fries. I am sure. I'm like, but I'm not even gonna look. I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm getting out of here. Because, I don't know, I felt awkward, although I shouldn't have. Because I didn't do anything wrong. I ordered it a certain way. I mean, the fact that they let me keep this one is probably the only reason why I didn't mention that they didn't give me the extra fries. Even though I'm thinking this might not be something that I will even eat. It's probably the grilled cheese burrito. And it might have things I don't like. I don't know what's on it. So anyway, that is the story. But this happens to me all the time. They just really don't pay much attention to what you order. They just give you whatever they think you ordered, But it wasn't even crowded, It was before 12. And there was just these two teenagers in there waiting for their food. That was all. Nobody in, the drive-thru, nothing. There was nothing going on. So, yeah. Anyway, are we ready to see what's in here? Let's find out. Oh yeah, it's definitely the grilled cheese whatever because it has that same paper. So definitely. But I guarantee you there's gonna be sour cream in this thing. There's gonna be. I should look at the description. Alright, so that's the burrito. And by the way, it weighs a lot more than the fries. Now, I wonder if there's fries in here. Okay, I gotta look it up. I don't even know if they make it anymore, to be honest with you. I feel like they removed it from the menu when they brought these fries. Who knows what's going on? Okay, grilled cheese burrito. It's still on the menu. Alright. I see some white stuff there. It's not gonna be good for me. Alright, let's see what's in it. Description. Seasoned beef, nacho cheese sauce, seasoned rice, fiesta strips, creamy chipotle sauce, reduced fat sour cream. Chipotle, wait, I read that already. And 3 cheese blend wrapped inside a warm flour tortilla with even more 3 cheese blend grilled on top. so good. Okay. So this turned into a much bigger meal than I intended. But I'm certainly not eating all this. No. Let me try some of my burrito that I actually wanted. Okay, so this is the not greasy beefy 5-layer burrito. What are the 5 layers? One of them is sour cream, which I don't have, so it's a 4-layer burrito. Beans, beef, cheese. Is that it? And then like the wrapper, I think. My husband's on a diet, so I don't even know if he'll eat this. I'm on a diet too, but it really does not look like it right now. This is me cheating for the sake of the channel. Sorry for me touching it. I don't know why it matters. It's my food anyway, but figured I'd apologize in case somebody, is offended. Last year, I think they had, was it 7-layer nacho fries? Or some number of layers. Which I think was better than this. It had more, a bigger variety of things in it, This is just all cheese and meat. Of course you could add things to it, but the price is pretty high already, in my opinion, for it being kind of like a side dish. So anyway, that was a big gulp. Normally I would have chewed that up for another probably minute, but I don't want you to have to sit and listen to me chew for a minute straight without talking. So, let me tell you a little story. Yesterday, my daughter went out for dinner with her boyfriend to celebrate an anniversary. And they went to her favorite place, which is the Melting Pot. If you've never heard of it, it's a fondue restaurant, which means, they serve melted cheese and melted chocolate primarily. Like, those are the most important parts. Like, typically, you would order as an appetizer the cheese fondue, and they serve it with a whole bunch of different things that you can dip into the cheese. Different vegetables and pieces of bread and chips and great things. Like, it is phenomenal, the cheese dip. OMG, so good. And then you can get like a full meal, which comes with raw meat, typically, and raw vegetables, and you cook them at the table. That part I don't enjoy, just because it's bland. I don't know, it just does nothing for me. And then for dessert, you generally get a chocolate fondue, your choice. Anyway, it's her favorite restaurant, and it's pricey. You know, it's the kind of place you go to for an occasion, generally. So she got all dressed up, did her hair, blah blah blah. They went there, and as she was sitting there enjoying her meal, she got hit in the head with what she said was a cream puff. Like a big, I don't know if they serve that there, but I don't know. They must. It was from the table behind her. It got all over her. And she immediately stood up and started like proclaiming what it just, I can't believe what is going on, blah, 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 you know, like not saying it to them so much as just like she just got hit by this cream puff. She stands up and it's like, and then the waitress comes over. She's like, these people, they threw this cream puff at me. And the woman was like, oh, like, I can't believe it. I'm gonna talk to them. You know, it was like ridiculous, like all in her hair. And she didn't know what they said to the people behind her, but the people behind her did not even apologize or anything. I don't know why they would be throwing food at a nice restaurant. Like, this is not a school cafeteria. But she said they kind of looked like they were high. She said, a little bit older than her, like maybe, you know, in their mid to late 20s, a man and a woman. So yeah, can you imagine? But the restaurant wound up giving them 10% off their meal, not because it had anything to do with the restaurant, but they did it anyway, so that was nice. And then that immediately reminded me of a time when something similar happened to me. And I'm pretty sure I have told this story in the past, but I don't remember what video, and it must have been years ago, if I even ever did tell it. But, is there anything left? I can't even tell. Okay. So, it was the 90s. It was like, let's say the late 90s, okay? And it was before people had the internet in their home. You know, if you had it, it was like dial-up and you weren't on it all the time. You didn't look things up constantly. And I got invited to a bachelorette party in the city at a place that was called Lucky Cheng's. Now, why would I think anything about it? I just figured it's a Chinese restaurant. Like I said, you don't look things up. Like nowadays, I would look it up regardless just to see what was the menu or whatever. But we didn't do that back then, like I said. So it was a bachelorette party. I went with my mother-in-law, okay, because she was invited also. And, so we completely don't know what it is. We get there, we go inside, and my husband, who wasn't my husband at the time, we weren't married yet, he and his father were going to the bachelor party at the same time that we were going to the bachelorette party. So they dropped us off, actually. We drove into the city. They dropped us off, and we went into this Lucky Cheng's. Now, from my memory, which could be wrong, but I remember we went down, like it was like a basement restaurant, and it was a drag queen restaurant. Now, I'm not trying to, this is not me trying to offend anybody whatsoever. That's fine, okay? That is not the point of this story, but just we were surprised. Like, I get it, you know, that would be something you might do for a bachelorette party, you know, something different. So there we were like, what? Oh, okay. Plus, I think this was a new concept in the 90s. Maybe. It was new to me. So we you know, we sit down with this huge party, and all there is. I'll eat something that is bland or not the greatest, but it was literally, as far as I was concerned, I literally couldn't eat it. And I was hungry as the time passed. So finally, the cake was served, and someone had brought the cake in from somewhere else, right? It wasn't from the restaurant. So they gave me the piece of cake, and I was like, oh, this is terrific. I was loving that cake. I was gobbling it up for about 5 seconds until a condom flew through the air and landed on my cake. Yes, that's what happened. Now, it was not in a package. I mean, obviously it wasn't used in the typical way, but nonetheless, it was dirty. People had touched it, and it's not food. And it just landed on my cake, and that was it. I was like, there goes my cake. And there was no more cake. You know, they had cut it up in equal pieces and given everyone. There were a lot of people, given everyone a piece, and that was that. So my only good piece of food was ruined. And when it was all over, we were picked up by my husband and my father-in-law, who, like I said, were not my husband or my father-in-law yet. And actually, when I said my mother-in-law, she wasn't my mother-in-law yet either. But anyway, they picked us up. They hadn't known what was going on. We come out, we're like, did you know that was a drag queen restaurant? They're like, what? And they had just been to one of the top steakhouses in Manhattan. I don't remember which one. You know, one of the typical well-known ones in New York City. And they had had a delicious meal. And here we were. And that's basically the story. So it was kind of funny, and it reminded me so much of her story, even though it's very different. But the similarity is that somebody threw something. But the thing is, where I was, you would kind of expect people to behave like that, because it's a party atmosphere where people are having bachelorette parties or, you know, things like that, and people are drinking, and it's a rowdy kind of a crowd. It's like, you know, it's a party atmosphere. Whereas the Melting Pot is like an upscale restaurant. So anyway, that's today's story. So yesterday I read an article that was recently written about Taco Bell, and that their sales are up lately because they are one of the few places that have kept prices low in this state of inflation that we're all in. I think it said they were up like 2% or 3%. Which I guess is considered significant. And I'm like, what are they talking about? Are you kidding? They have kept prices low. Not at my Taco Bell. I don't know what they're thinking. Like, who wrote this article? Have you been to Taco Bell lately? And, like, if you looked at their menu, there are always a couple of things that are lower not even a side dish. So I'm thinking like, no. Taco Bell is not cheap at all. Like, you cannot think you're gonna go there and just spend a few bucks. It's not gonna happen. You're gonna spend $10 easily. I don't know where to tell people to go who are looking for a good deal, because there aren't any good deals around anymore, unless you know, from time to time there is a good deal available, or you have some special on the app or whatever. So yeah, I'd say watch for those things, but otherwise expect to pay a lot for things that used to cost like nothing. Like yesterday, I was at the supermarket, and I'm going to talk about Gatorade again, and it seems like I talk about Gatorade too much. But my daughter drinks only Gatorade. She's been on an orange Gatorade kick for like the past several years. And if she doesn't have that, she'll drink nothing. Like, I'm not kidding. That is literally what will happen. So, I am well aware of what it costs at every single store. So, lately I've been buying her the 8-packs, which come with 20-ounce bottles, and I would say it was costing about like $6.49, I think was the price at Walmart about 1 year ago. And everyone else was like $7.49. So it was like, whatever, wherever I was, I would get it. And then it went up to $7.49 at Walmart as well recently. So, okay, fine. It is what it is. Well, I was in Stop and Shop yesterday, which is just a regular supermarket. And it's not like a high-end supermarket. It's not a fancy supermarket. And I've bought it there, I think, for maybe $8-something recently. And it was $10.79. And I was like, that just literally blew me away. How did it get to be $10.79 for a pack of Gatorade? I didn't buy it because we still had a little bit left. And I knew I would probably be somewhere else within the next few days where I would get it. But I was like, I cannot believe that they are charging $10.79 for Gatorade. It was just so crazy. And I'm saying, like, do these companies think they're just gonna raise the price every few weeks of everything? Like, I understand how inflation works, but there has to be an end, Like, is there even a real reason to keep raising it every couple of weeks? It's gonna cost more money for Gatorade than it costs for gold before you know it. Alright, so I think I have said more than enough today. Let me take another sip of my iced tea, which is pretty much empty. Thank you so much